Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 22nd. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All you have to do is subscribe and you will catch me live. But Gemini, I'm going to take both of these because they both wanted to come out there. But let's see what's going on for you this week. Looks really nice already. It's actually been a pretty decent week. I don't think things are necessarily perfect for everyone, like I've been saying for the past 6 weeks, but I definitely feel like there are some improvements if we look for them. And I'm not going to lie, Gemini, we're definitely going to have to look for these improvements. I basically said the same thing to all the other signs this week. So, it's definitely something where we're kind of going to hunt for the improvements that could be happening in our lives. And that's kind of what shows up for you here. The other really kind of like weird thing that's been happening this week is exactly what you have here. Overall, it's a very positive reading. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, the Ace of Swords here. Definitely a lot of success. But it's like this top row, you go from the 6 of Wands to the 5 of Wands to the 5 of Pentacles. It's like some sort of lingering challenge. But I feel like it's just like the energy of the time. We're going to clarify this at the end with the Lenormand here, and we're going to get more detail, but just wanted to touch on it. You have the Armadillo Spirit here. This card says set healthy boundaries. And this has been coming up a lot. For example, the 9 of Wands has been showing up quite a bit in the daily readings, and it's just something I've noticed over the past couple weeks. And the 9 of Wands is a card of boundaries. It is a card of kind of like setting certain boundaries or having boundaries and things like that. Why is the 9 of Wands a card of boundaries? The next card is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands can represent exhaustion or coming to the end of a long journey, but it can also represent like other people putting a lot of weight, putting a lot of burdens on you. So it's almost like I get this like 9 of Wands thing popping into my head with this card here. So I feel like you need to make sure to set boundaries with people, probably in love, especially if you're with a Leo or a Virgo, is what I would say to you. Could be a Leo, Virgo, could be an Aquarius or a Scorpio as well. But Leo definitely stands out to me. I feel like you need to set healthy boundaries with that card. In this row, you have the 6 Wands, the Lovers, and the Strength card here. This is a very positive row. This is very good for love, obviously. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be love coming in for you here. There is kind of like a specific story here, Gemini, and I'm going to cover that in a minute, but I do feel like this could be new love coming in for some of you, definitely some sort of success. If you're not looking for love, again, this would definitely be kind of leveling up at work or in business, and I do feel that there are a lot of cards here that to me, these cards don't necessarily represent promotions or raises, but I do get like a lot of promotion, raise type of energy. Again, we're going to clarify at the end and see what comes up here for you, Gemini. But I'd say if you're looking for a promotion, a raise, a new job, I just get really good job vibes off this reading. So I really like to see that. Next, you have the Patience card. I feel like saying you've been patient enough. so I feel like you've definitely been patient enough with this Patience card. So I feel like you have like climbed some mountains. Even your center card here, by the way, the word mountain is popping into my head with this card here. There are not really mountains on this card, Gemini, just so you know. But I read intuitively anyway, and that's the word that's popping into my head here. And what's interesting is that your center card here is the Hermit, and he is standing at the top of a mountain. The Hermit can represent hermit mode. It can represent finding your inner light. It can represent kind of solitude. It can represent going through some sort of dark night of the soul or doing some soul searching and finding your inner light. But he has climbed to the top of the mountain. He has a big beard, and that beard represents wisdom and everything he has learned through either going through some sort of hardship or difficulty or challenge. And again, you have the 5 of Wands, the Hermit, and the Ace of Swords in this row. So I feel like for a lot of you, you have kind of learned a lot, or you have experienced, this is just saying that you have had a lot of experiences here in your life. And I feel like these experiences are kind of like shaping you at this time with this Hermit card. The story I'm getting here in love for some of you is I feel like some of you are changing, but it's like maybe you're with a person, or maybe you were with a person in the past who wasn't willing to change, or who just isn't changing. Like sometimes I feel like, I don't really even feel like it has to be that big of a deal. Sometimes I think we just maybe outgrow someone, or, sometimes we just realize that there are certain differences, and maybe this is not a negative thing. It doesn't mean like we have to have some sort of, Kim Kardashian E! News breakup, right? It just means that maybe we just have a breakup with someone, or maybe we realize someone isn't right for us. And I feel that for some of you. For others, I feel like this is a reward. You have the Five of Wands to the Hermit. It's like, you know, the Hermit represents the Five of Wands difficulties, because it's like you have been through conflict and competition. The weird thing is the Five of Wands represents immaturity as well, Gemini, but in the Hermit represents like great maturity, you know, having a lot of wisdom, having gained a lot of wisdom as well. So it's like, I feel like this is the process. I feel like you've been patient through a maturing process in your life, and I feel like it's going to lead to a victory. Again, mountains on this card. The sword is always above the mountains on the Ace of Swords. You know, this represents some sort of like victory, some sort of win coming in for you. For some of you, I feel like this could be an apology from a person here, and I feel like that will be pretty good. I feel like if you're getting an apology, I feel like things will, you know, I feel like you'll be very happy for it. I also am getting like additional benefits with this Ace of Swords. I have a couple of cards in the deck that I consider to be additional benefit cards, which just means that if you're having some sort of victory, there could be, you know, a cherry on top, basically. So I feel like there's some sort of cherry on top coming in for you. So it's like maybe you get a raise, and maybe you also get a bonus, or maybe you find new love and the person's like better than you could ever imagine. So I just feel like some sort of cherry on top here. In this same row, you even have the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, definitely a lot of fortune coming in for you here. Next, you have the Y card here, Gemini, and you have the Truth Be Told card. I definitely feel there could be some sort of truth coming in for you with this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a card of truth. So I feel like you could be understanding some sort of truth. Definitely could be closure with these cards. So I do feel like if you're waiting for closure, if you're hoping for an apology, I do feel like you could be getting that this week. I feel like saying over the next 2 weeks, you know, I always say tarot is timeless. To me, you know, we put dates on tarot readings, but to me, tarot is like timeless. There is no time. So, you know, I feel like tarot is timeless, but I do feel like over the next like 2 weeks or so, you could be getting some sort of apology here. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Wheel of Fortune in this row. You know, the Five of Pentacles is basically saying like truth hurts. So I feel like some of you could be getting a truth from a person. Maybe it hurts, but at least it's the truth, right? For others, then you have the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. Like, this is a reversal of fortunes. I feel like this could go either way. Again, we're going to clarify this right now, but I feel like you need to keep it positive so that you can have a positive change in fortunes. The Five of Pentacles is like being left out in the cold, but you know, it's kind of like needing to realize that there is something that could help you in your life. This, the Wheel of Fortune definitely says there's a turnaround. So I feel like there's a lot of luck, a lot of good things coming in for you this week, Gemini. So let's get more detail and let's see what we get for you here this week, Gemini. Gemini, between the Six of Wands and the Five of Wands here, you have the Scythe. Definitely could be a breakup for some of you. Again, I feel like if there's a breakup, it just seems like you either outgrew someone or, you know, again, maybe you just realized that there were too many differences. I'm kind of surprised. Like, normally I would say this on a reading where the Hierophant came up, for example. The Hierophant is kind of like the card, you know, different than your usual type. I don't use the love deck, you know what I'm talking about, but it's like that card. It's like, you know, it could represent someone who comes from a different background or someone who's just different, or maybe there just are differences. So I do feel like some of you could have some sort of ending here with this Scythe card. Next, between the Lovers and the Hermit, you have the Letter. I do feel like for some of you, this could be someone trying to communicate with you from the past here. I would say with this Fool card, again, we're going to clarify this, but this to me would look like you are probably moving away from this person, or you're taking a leap of faith away to someone else. Really, this is probably just an apology. You know, so it's like maybe you're not going back to a person, but maybe you're just receiving an apology here. Next, between the Strength card and the Ace of Swords, love it. You have the Ring. This is my favorite card in the Lenormand card reading system. This card is the Ace of Clubs in the playing card reading system, and it just represents, it can represent marriage. So some of you could be like moving towards marriage. Some of you could be getting married to a Leo, maybe not right now, but maybe in the future. I feel like it could be any one of the fixed signs, honestly, Gemini. I feel like it could be an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Taurus. So I feel like you could be dating or marrying any one of those signs, and you know, I feel like it would be fine. So I like it. This is also a card of great abundance, so definitely abundance coming in for you. Between the Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, again, you have the Rider. This is called the Nine of Hearts in the playing card reading system. Again, this card can also represent some sort of message. You have three cards here that represent a message. Jack of Diamonds, the Scythe can represent a message. Rider can represent a message. The Seven of Spades, the Letter, can represent a message as well. So I feel like you could be getting some news. Like I said, definitely could be an apology. This is like something you wish for, but this kind of says like, be careful what you wish for, right? Because it's like you have the 5 Wands, 5 of Pentacles. So it's like maybe you've been hoping to hear from someone from the past. Maybe you've been hoping to hear an apology, but maybe at the same time it hurts. Between the Hermit and the Fool, you have the 7 of Hearts. Love it. You do have 2 sevens here. 2 sevens represent internal fears that don't exist. So definitely let go of your fears. But the 7 of Hearts is called the tree, and it just represents something stable in your life. Like, when you think about it, for the most part, trees are pretty stable. Like, they're not going anywhere, right? So this can represent like a permanent relationship, a job that's permanent, pretty much anything like that. Between the Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Stork. This is called the Queen of Hearts in the playing card reading system. That just represents a very kind, caring, nurturing type of energy. Definitely could be a Scorpio coming in for some of you. Again, that's not going to be true for all of you, but for some of you, it could be a Scorpio. It's also a card of like nurture, like a very kind, caring, nurturing energy. It could represent love, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily have to represent love. It could just represent feeling very supported by your surroundings, all those other things. For your outcome here with your first row, love it. You have the King of Diamonds. This is called the Fish. This card represents a soulmate, like your true soulmate coming in. So it can represent a soulmate. Maybe this person isn't coming in this week, but could be coming in the future. The rider is like someone riding towards you, someone coming into your life. So this could definitely be a soulmate coming in. In your middle row here, you have the Animus card. This is the Ace of Hearts. Normally this card is called like the man or the gentleman, something along those lines. It could represent someone that you have been dealing with. This looks like a long, drawn-out journey with a person. So I feel like for some of you, you have definitely been down a very long road with a person. That Fool would tell me you're taking a leap of faith probably towards a new person with this Fish card up here. By the way, for those of you not interested in love, this is a very good card for finances and having a harvest. So like I said with this Wheel of Fortune, to me, it would say that you're changing fortunes. You're going from the 5 of Pentacles to something much better, like a harvest. And finally, in your bottom row here, love it, amazing. This is one of my favorite cards as well, the 10 of Diamonds. This is called the Book. This is a card of great success and abundance coming in for you. It is a card of needing to learn with the 10 of Diamonds. So I feel like some of you need to learn as much as you can to be successful. I keep telling people we have all this energy in Capricorn. I think something people forget about Capricorn energy is it's like the more you learn, the more you earn with Capricorn, especially with Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn is Capricorn. Saturn and Capricorn is just like if you learn something practical, you will be rewarded. Meaning if you learn something that can be used in your business or in your job or even in love, you will be rewarded for learning that. I mean, it could be as simple as reading a book, it could be as simple as watching YouTube videos, it could be anything. It doesn't even have to cost you money. It could be totally free. So, I would be learning as much as I could. And I pretty much am. I've been preaching about this forever because it's like now is the time to learn. But this is a very successful reading for you here, Gemini. I feel like it's going to be a really nice week. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.